Well, hi folks, 1st of May now, so I'll just give you a little bit of a look round, show you how things are doing, and then we'll go up and plant some of the shallots out up at the allotment. So these are my tomatoes now. They've grown really well under the lights. If you can see how stocky they are, look at that, really stocky, because they're not getting drawn out. So what I'll do with these, I'll just harden these off for a few days, and then they'll be ready to be getting planted out into the polytunnel in the little pots. So yeah, I couldn't be happy with the tomatoes. They're only hanging basket ones, little tumbling ones, but anyway, they're looking good. I've got a couple of peppers from my garden centre, because the ones I sowed, because they were out of date seeds, not a single one of them germinated, so I thought I'd better buy some instead, because it's a bit too late to sow anymore. So we'll just have a look in the polytunnel, and then we'll go up to the plot and get some of the shallots planted out. So I'll just show you what's going on in the polytunnel. I think the last time I did a video in here, everything was basically at a standstill, but it has started to grow a little bit. Leeks are growing a little bit now. They're about 6 inches tall. Probably be out another 2 or 3 weeks before they're ready to go out. Cabbages are starting to perk up a little bit, even though they're still a little bit slow, but we're starting to get some true leaves on now, and when I get 2 pairs of true leaves on, they'll be ready to plant out. So these are the shallots now. I'm going to be planting these out today, because I always plant them out on the 1st of May from 1st of March sowing. And the reason I'm going to plant them out now, if I try and pull one out of its little module, yeah, if you can pull it out, and it's got loads of roots like that, then it's good to go. It's better being in the soil than being in a little module like that. They're just going to get pot bound, run out of nutrients, and just go backwards. So lettuces are perking up again a bit. I would say another week or 2 before they're ready to go out. Rocket obviously smaller, but not too bad. Yeah, another week I'd say. We have some reasonable weather and they'll be ready to go out. I'll be planting some more, sowing some more lettuce today as well. Sow them every month until about July, so we get a successional crop. Setting a lot of spring onions there in the modules. They'll be ready to go out now. Sunflowers perked up a bit. These are the little dwarf ones. They're doing well. And spuds have really come on in the last couple of weeks. If I show you now, doing really well. I usually try and take some of these in, let me say, sort of June time, maybe a little bit earlier, just as a first early crop. And then one thing which I was worried about earlier with the peas, but as you can see, they're all doing well now. They just took ages to start coming up. They're a little bit patchy, but like I see, some of these dead small compared to those. They just came up a bit later. So I would say maybe another week and they're ready to go in. So all in all, things are starting to perk up a bit now. It's warmed up a little bit, and I don't think we're going to get any more frost now. I've had a look for the next 2 weeks, and it's not getting below 5 degrees, so I think we're pretty safe with that. So we'll get up to the allotment, and then we'll plant some of these shallots out and show you what's going on up there. Alright folks, time to get these shallots planted now. Ones I've grown in modules, so I'm just going to use my dibber, and I'm just going to plant them 6 inches apart and a foot apart in the rows. But it couldn't be easy. I'm just going to dib a little hole in like so, take my little plug out like that, some nice roots on, and then just push that in gently, like I say, every 6 inches. These are all multi-sown, so there's anything between sort of 2 and 4 plants in each little plug. I think I might need to make them a little bit wider at the top. So yeah, anything between 2 and 5 in each little plug. So obviously they will be smaller than if you just planted a single one. But because they were so massive last year, I thought I'm going to multi-sow them all, because some of them last year were almost 3/4 of a pound each, so I'd rather get 4 or 5 times as many slightly smaller ones, 24, 30, than a load of giant ones. So it couldn't be easier. And then once these are planted out, they really just look after themselves. Nothing to worry about, no pests as such. The only thing you've got to worry about is them going to seed if we get some really hot weather, but that's not really anything in your control. So we'll get on, we'll plant all these, show you what they look like, and then I'll give you a look round what else is going on. Right then folks, that's those planted, 60 now. So there's about 3 in each clump, so there'll be 3, you know, over 3 in each clump average, so that's best part of 200 shallots planted, so that's a good job done. So what I'm going to be doing next, I'll plant my peas in this bit next. Onions are looking alright, starting to grow a bit, the onion sets. If you see these little things I've put up, they're supposed to be bird scarers. It's actually got twisted up, that one. I bought a load, they're only cheap, and they spin round in the wind and flash. So it's just for pheasants really. I don't want the pheasants to start nesting as they do on the ground and scraping everything up. Carrots have all come through now, if you can see. There you go. Oh dear me, again, look at that. I had this problem the other day, so I put some mesh on. There's a mouse been in, look. That's its little hole there, and it's dug all this sand out and covered my carrots with sand. Oh, so I'll have to unearth those carrots, won't I, and somehow try and keep it out again. But it's probably in there full of little babies now, underneath, digging holes and everything. Oh well, that's nature for you, isn't it? Sun's come out, fantastic. So yeah, everything plodding along nicely. Apple tree's getting a few more leaves on, look. Have a look at the polytunnel. So these are the giant onions now. They're not in giant pots at all, they're only in 25 litre pots. They're coming on quite nicely, got some nice leaves on, maybe 18 inch, 2 foot long. Put these little bits of polystyrene and plastic on for 2 reasons. 1, to keep the moisture in, and 2, so it reflects the light back up and onto the leaves, so you get like a double effect of the sunshine. Helps to make them grow, and also it keeps the soil cool with it being white, because in black pots they can tend to get warm. What you can also do in black pots is to paint the pots white so they don't absorb the heat, because the last thing you want is for them to get absolutely red hot and boil. So that's the reason for that. Garlic inside is looking quite good. The silly elephant garlic, I've not grown that for absolutely years and only grew that by mistake this year. So yeah, not too bad. Quite a lot of the perennials are coming up now. I've forgotten what they were, but we'll know later on. So they have taken and they're coming up. Yeah, all perennials are coming up again nicely. So that should make a good show, hopefully. So again, in this bed, a few more of the giant onion runts. Spring onions, first lot. Not really growing very quickly yet, but they will do. It's started to warm up. Likewise the garlic. Another lot of carrots here. They're all up. Got another mouse living in here, look, if you can see. Look, a little hole. But you can't do anything about it. I'm not setting traps, because I could kill them, but there's no point, because you just catch one after the other, and I don't like killing things just for the sake of it. So I will leave them be. My little wildflower bit from the molehill soil I made. I've done them in rows, so I actually know which are the wildflowers, because in between the rows anything can be weeded. And thankfully it doesn't look like there's many weeds in it, just they all seem to be coming up in rows. A few of these little Californian poppies all coming up just for a quick bit of colour. Potatoes, no sign of anything yet on those. Let's have a look at these, anything under these. Oh yeah, we've got a little bit of a sign, look, a little sprout coming on the ones that have grown in the sand and soil mixture, the molehill soil. So that's quite astounding, because I thought this would be really cold and wet, but if you can see, look, we're up the first, so that's good. Just have a look. Rhubarb's fantastic this year. I've not taken any yet, I should take some now. I put loads of horsemuck on this year, fresh stuff, and it seems to have loved it. If you look at the colour of that, let me try and get in. It's absolutely bright red, and it's so sweet, and it's looking really good this year. Like I say, I've got 3 clumps since I covered it all up with gravel. Put a load of horsemuck on and hen pellets, so high nitrogen. Looks to be doing quite well. I had a bit of a go at making a giant concrete pot. I had a broken plastic plant pot, so what I did, I put another plant pot inside and I cast it with concrete. I know it's really thick, but it's a fair old beast. It must weigh about 200 weight, but if you can see, the design of the plots come through it, so it's worked. Didn't cost much, a couple of quid just of cement, and that's it, because I've got free pea shingle and free sharp sand, so about 50 quid at the reclamation yard. So yeah, just thought I'd make something. Can't beat a bit of something for free. Whoa, got a fly in my nose. And finally into this bit, not a lot going on. I've just planted some more of the onions with a lump of rhubarb there. All the really close together onions. I'll probably plonk the rest of the shallots that I have spare in here really close together. Cabbages will be going in this bit, and the leeks will be going in this bit. So as you can see, last time I did a video 2 weeks ago, there wasn't a leaf on any tree. That's my toilet, look. I dug a hole 4 foot deep. I've got a proper toilet lid. Oh dear me, my bush toilet. It's a fair thing. It's a lovely view, a poo with a view. So anyway folks, that's it. I think spring has come now. It's starting to warm up, a few leaves on. That's about it folks. See you later.